Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my fourth update for my Pan That palette for 2024. So I am doing the Fantastic Ladies project of the Fun Size palette. I actually picked 2 small eyeshadow palettes and 3 little mini face palettes. So let's get into this update. I was thinking about skipping this, and then I was like, no. Visually, this is not an exciting update, but I'm really happy with the progress that I've made weight-wise, so I wanted to share anyway, keep me motivated to keep going with this project. I've really been focusing on these palettes over the last month, and I feel like it shows in the weights, maybe not visually though. So let's start off with the eyeshadow palette. So the first eyeshadow palette is the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita, and oh my gosh, I'm already forgetting the name. Okay, I gotta look up my video because somebody did comment what the name was. So you can still buy this, I think, and it's called the Bella Sofia palette. I don't know why they changed the name. So I can't tell if this is pan or not, but if it's not, it's real darn close. I've been primarily focusing on this shade right here. I don't know how well you can see. There's a very big dip in this. Like, I feel like I have been digging in the sand and we've got to be close. Like, there's kind of a little mark there that I'm like, that might be the pan. It's hard to tell. Or it's like the very edge of the pan, like it's very close, like it's right. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. And when I take the photo, can you see that little mark right about there? And I'm like, is that it? Is that it? Yeah, you can kind of see at that angle, that little teeny dot right there. Is that the pan? Maybe? If not, we are so close, and I've been trying so hard to get there. I have been working on this shade too. There's a bit of a dip in this shade. Again, if I hit pan on that, cool. If I don't really care. It's more about this shade that I've really been focusing on. So last month this was 53.84 grams. It's now 53.66 grams. That's a difference of 0.18 grams. And in total so far I've used 0.45 grams, so almost half a gram, and that's pretty much that particular shadow that I've been focusing on. And then the other eyeshadow palette I've been working on is this Meme Box Multi-Cube in Sweet Pink. Again, mostly focusing on this shade and a little bit on this shade. I've been kind of playing with this one as well. But these are the 2 shades I've been working on. Again, don't know how well you can see. This shade right here does have a pretty good dip in it. I don't know how close I am to pan, but it's pretty deep pan so far. So I'm pretty happy about that. But again, haven't hit pan on either of those shades yet. This one I've kind of been hitting like all the way across because like I said, I sort of scrape it. And I like pat it on to get it like real thick and shiny. Otherwise it's pretty sheer and thin, which is fine too. It's a look, and sometimes I use it like that too, but mostly I like to like really bring out that shimmer. So last month this was 30.74 grams. It's now 30.61 grams. That's a difference of 0.13 grams. And in total I've used 0.43 grams of this palette. Now again, the next palettes are my face palettes, and they won't look exciting, but compared to the last update, I have done so much better. The first one is the Bronze palette. Again, visually, I don't know, like I'm looking at it and I can't really see any sort of dips other than maybe this one. Like I was kind of looking at it when I was weighing it and I'm like, oh, I think there's maybe a dip right there on this one. I kind of just swirl my whole brush over the whole thing, and this powder is very stiff. It's very thin and very stiff. So it doesn't really sort of like show the movement, but we definitely have had a weight change. So for reference, last month I used 0.02 grams. For this month, so last update it was 24.17 grams. It's now 23.96 grams. That's a difference of 0.21 grams. I used like 10 times as much over this past month. Still a tiny amount, I mean 0.2. But I'm really happy about that. I really feel like I've focused on it. I'm wearing all 3 face palettes today, and I don't think I'm wearing anything from, I'm wearing I think a little bit of this on my eyeshadow today. I'm wearing a little bit of this shade right here, and then the other 2 colors are from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Yes, I am working on my No Pan Left Behind project. I just have not filmed any updates, but I am working on it, and that's part of that. So yeah, really happy about the movement on this, even though visually it's not too exciting. I mean, ideally I would like to hit pan on all 3 of these palettes. I will be saying goodbye to them at the end of this year, regardless of where they're at, but I want to get as much use out of them as I can. According to the back of this palette, it has 5.8 grams. I don't know about that. Next up is the blush quad. Again, visually ho-hum. Not a whole lot to see visually, but again, I feel like this particular shade right here, you can almost kind of see there's a little bit of a dip in there. Like, I feel like you can see it a little bit. Again, I primarily just do a big of this and of this. So there is movement. And weight-wise, again, for reference, last update I used 0.02 grams. This update, so last month it was 22 grams. It's now 21.84 grams. That's a difference of 0.16 grams. Less than the bronzer, but definitely, we got traffic moving through. Definitely a huge update compared to last month. So I'm really happy about that. And then finally is the highlight palette, which has really had the most progress. And again, I did hit pan last month. That pan has expanded. The two little pans became one bigger pan. This one, again, I haven't necessarily been focusing particularly on this little shade in the corner. I've been kind of using all of them. I would say the white shade has a little bit of a dip in the middle, but not a whole lot, just maybe a little tiny bit of a dip. And last month this was 23.68 grams. It's now 23.5 grams. That's a difference of 0.18 grams. So for this palette, again, I've been moving along on this one. I do really like the shade. Ideally, I wouldn't mind, like, it would be cool if I could finish the shade. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But that would be kind of the aim for this particular little quad. So yeah, visually I know it's maybe not the most exciting update. I feel like I watch other people's things and it's like every month they're hitting pan on something, they're finishing something, they're mixing up together a new shade to put in their palette. I'm just still trucking along hoping I hit pan. But I am trucking along. Like I feel good about this for me. And sometimes you just gotta be like celebrate the small wins, and I'm celebrating the small wins. So yeah, so that is my little mini update for my Pan That Palette project for 2024. If you like this video, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.